What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn White Basketball Analysis. You guys asked for the Miami Heat, so I'm gonna give you the NBA rebuilding on this team. This team, mostly what they need to do is build chemistry with the coach and with each other. If they get Gordon Dragic to come back, what he said he wants to play in Miami, they can offer him the most money in the most years. And he got Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Hassan Whiteside, and Luol Deng, and they in the East, which anything can happen. I think they got enough talent to compete with Chicago, Indiana, Atlanta, and the Cavs already if everybody healthy. But I think they just need to be chemistry in summer camp and training camp to really build chemistry and get to know each other when Gordon Dragic, if he resigns back. They need to figure out what they're going to do chemistry wise and what type of offense. They were just too slow back last year. They scored 94 points a game, but they wasn't a good defensive team. If you're gonna score 94 points a game, you have to have good defense to compensate for your ability not to score. And they just wasn't doing that. And they just weren't healthy. Dwayne Wade missed hamstring. Chris Bosh blood cocks and hamstring. Luol Deng was in and out the lineup. So that's gonna be the main concern with this Miami Heat team. That's why I was telling that they weren't gonna make the playoffs when I made that video. I just don't believe that the Heat can just stay healthy with Dwayne Wade and Luol Deng. And like I said, they just too thin. So the biggest thing they need to do is they got a lot of money. And I know Pat Riley and the owner would do anything to make this team a contender. They need to really focus on a bench. But I'm gonna run down the stats. 94 points a game, that's 27 in the NBA. They was 39th in rebounding, mainly because Chris Bosh wasn't there. But Hassan Whiteside was their only main rebounder. Even nobody came off the bench and even helped them on the boards. So they definitely need a backup center that can rebound and protect the rim, like Brandon Wright, Jan Mahimi, and some of the younger centers out here. Like they got Hassan Whiteside for $5 million. So they definitely need a backup center that can rebound and come and replace Hassan Whiteside because he was the only rebounder on this team. And Chris Bosh needs to come back and really attack the boards too if they want to be a contender. Especially, like I said, they need to speed up their tempo, especially with Gordon Dragic. He a point guard that like to get to the paint, run a fast break, get rebounds, and attack the game. Him and Dwayne Wade need to get out on fast breaks and really attack the defense and put them in position where they don't have to foul or they give up a basket. And that's what they don't have to do. They don't have to get out and attack and get to the free throw line and attack the paint. Instead of just running half court offense, they need to get in their offense quicker and really get out on fast break and attack. That helped them score over 100 points a game. And they was 30th in assists. This team just played too slow and they played inside out and a lot of isolation basketball, so it wasn't too much ball movement because they was running more plays and sets. So they was getting more into their offense, so it wasn't no time for assists. So don't look at that stat and say it need to be improved. It just the way their system was ran didn't require that much ball movement. So with that being said, like I said, the Heat, for them to get more assists and score more points, they need to get in their sets quicker. They need to attack with Gordon and Wade, need to get to the paint, attack more, and stop settling for jump shots and three-point shots. They need to get to the paint, get to the post, kick out the shooters, and with Chris Bosh, that helped their offense because he can space out the floor. And Hassan Whiteside working on his jump shot and his free throws, so he can help be a stretch center too. If he can keep working on the jump shot, it can open up the paint for Chris Bosh in the post and for him to get to the paint. Same with Gordon Dragic. If Hassan and Chris Bosh is back, the high pick and roll and the pick and rolls will be better because Bosh can then pick and pop from the three-point line and pick and pop from the mid-range, and he can also collapse the defense with Hassan Whiteside closing out to the paint, who can basically go to the basket, an alley-oop or a dump ball dunk. So with Hassan Whiteside and Chris Bosh playing together, it helped they pick and roll, which helps they assist. And like I said, with Hassan White improving his jump shot, it opens the floor for Dwayne Wade and Gordon Dragic to get into the paint. And same thing with Luol Deng. So they got, when Chris Bosh, he's just that big because he can stretch out the floor with his jump shot. But even he do need to get to the paint more when Hassan Whiteside is in there. And do like Dwight Howard and Josh Smith do, play some high-low pick and roll and some high-low post-ups and get some alley-oops, get some dump-offs to Hassan Whiteside from Chris Bosh. That'd be a good way to get assists and easy buckets. I think they can do that too, but we're going to have to see what they do. And they allowed 97 points a game. That was 6 in the NBA. Don't look at that and say they're one of the best defensive teams, because a lot of people just heard what I said. Well, if they score 94 points, they holding their team to 97. That's good defense. No, their defense wasn't good. It was terrible. especially they pick and roll defense. The reason why they allowed 97 points per game was because they play one of the slowest paces in the NBA. When you're not allowing people to score fast, you holding them to 24-second shot clocks. They forcing you to beat them in a half-court offense. That don't mean the half-court defense is good. It just means the game is so slow, you ain't going to be able to score enough points in 48 minutes. So their defense wasn't good. It's just that they played a slow pace that was hard to score a lot of points for the other team. Their defense was terrible, though. But that's something they're going to have to work on. But what Chris Bosh is a good defender. Dwayne Wade, he slipped a lot on defense, but he still did good enough. And with Hassan Whiteside getting on rebounds and protecting the paint, I suspect them to have a better defense. But the reason why they were 6th in points allowed, not because their defense was good, is because they played a slow, down-tempo place, and you had to basically score in a half-court offense instead of a fast-break team. Like Golden State, they allowed a lot of points because they played up-tempo. But if you don't allow a lot of points because you play at a slow pace. So that's why the Miami Heat allowed 97 points a game. Now we're going to look at the roster before I end the video. This team are combined of young and new talent. Mostly they stars are in their 30s. Chris Bosh 31, Dwayne Wade 33, Goran Dragic is 30. So and Luol Deng is 30. So basically this is a championship or bust team. They got Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade for another 2-3 years. And it's either they're going to go for it all for a championship or they just going to be a bust. And another big thing is Josh McRoberts. He's going to be a good thing if he can stay healthy next year. He'll be a good adjustment for a backup power forward for Chris Bosh. Adds the same type of dimensions that Chris Bosh does, but he just a worse version of Chris Bosh. Hassan Whiteside, he's 25. He got another year of getting better development and adding more to his game, so he's going to be huge. Potential all-star lock next year if he can stay healthy and do the same things he did last year. He should be an all-star next year. I know with Dwayne Wade, he going to get more healthier, get some treatment on his body, come back ready to play like he did this year, and he just need more rest. And I think that's going to be huge for him is getting some rest on that body because when Chris Bosh went down, the team relied too much on Dwayne Wade and it wore his body down. They need to watch Dwayne minutes, and that basically means they need a shooting guard that can come in and play and help Dwayne Wade out. They need to get a backup shooting guard that can really help out Dwayne Wade. I've been saying that for years and they still haven't did it. They definitely need a shooting guard that can come out and help Dwayne Wade take less minutes. You want Dwayne Wade playing at least 32 to 30 minutes a game that serve his bodies to preserve his body for the NBA playoffs if they make it. So they definitely need a shooting guard that can help Dwayne Wade minutes out, like a Jamal Crawford or somebody that can come in and make shots and help Dwayne Wade out from playing a lot of minutes. Next, they definitely need to develop Shabazz Napier and see what they're going to do with him. They got rid of Norris Cole, and Mario Chalmers has really been inconsistent all year, but they gave him a 2-year deal. So Shabazz Napier and Mario Chalmers, we're going to see how good they get. We're going to have to see how good Shabazz Napier get to back up Goran Dragic if he comes back, unless they're going to have to get a better backup point guard. And they had Danny Granger. He did a decent job, but they ended up letting him go in a trade for Goran Dragic. So now they need a backup small forward because they paying Luol Deng $9 million, and he been injured all year, pretty much in and out the lineup. So they definitely need a backup small forward. Hopefully they can get one for the minimum. They need to really fill the shooting guard and the small forward positions desperately. So I think they're going to have to spend at least $5 million for a good backup shooting guard and another $5 million on a good backup small forward, because we know Dwayne Wade and Luol Deng, they put so much minutes on the court and have so many injury problems. They definitely need some people to come in and contribute off the bench to lessen their minutes, and also if they get injured again, to help them stay in title contention playoff record-wise. So they definitely need a small forward and backup center too. But the center going to be harder to get because you know how much money you got to pay for a backup center. So they're going to have to really see how they're going to do this team. But the priority number one should be bringing back Goran Dragic. They draft, depending on a pick, which they're not going to be able to get a good pick. I think they should take a center with a pick that is just long and athletic and protect the rim just to back up Hassan Whiteside, or even because they don't need nobody they got to develop. They just need somebody that can come in and contribute.